it all game. We are motivated. We are dedicated. Come on now. Come on now. We will win. We are the best on the field. And we in the field like all day like all night like on the blue light, offense like, defense like, this squad like, house call like, and it sound like, and it sound like, and it sound like.
Welcome to the Short Sports Show. I'm your host, Daniel Short. Today is Friday, January 20th, 2017. We got a great show for you, jam-packed. Lots of news to talk about. New college signing day, possibly getting closer, and it's a much better deal. Why Deshaun Watson is the best quarterback in the NFL draft. We will discuss that. Tony Romo's days in Dallas are over. What's next for both Tony Romo and the Dallas Cowboys? Also, the Raiders sending the paperwork. They're going to Las Vegas. Some responses to that, and a possible Johnny Manziel comeback. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Of course, coming into the show, I want to talk about something. Now, I made a topic video talking about the Chargers moving to Los Angeles. Some people liked it. Some people didn't. And I knew that was going to happen. It's somewhat controversial in a way because a team that's been there for 56 years or 55 years is now moving. And fans are hurt. And I understand. But exactly what I explained in that segment last week's show was simple. San Diego fans can't just blame Dean Spanos and the Chargers organization, and Chargers fans who just can't blame themselves. The blame is everywhere. The blame is everywhere, and sadly, some fans understood that. Some fans are still in denial and upset. I'm a person who was excited about the move to Los Angeles. I feel bad for the citizens of San Diego who truly did support, who went to the Chargers games, bad or good, who went there and supported the team. I do feel bad. But it's not like they're moving to Las Vegas like the Raiders, which we'll talk about here in the show. So come on over. Listen to the show, The Short Sports Show, on iHeartRadio, iTunes, Spreaker, Stitcher Radio, SoundCloud. We're everywhere. We are everywhere. Follow me on Twitter at Short Sports Show. I thought I'd do a little quick intro for people who maybe on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, people all over. Like I said, people just got to understand. Chargers fans have to understand. You can hate the team all you want. It is a business decision. The blame goes on the Spanos family and the Chargers fans, whether you're fans of them now or not, were before. The blame's everywhere. And it sucked, but this is now going to be a top franchise if they do it right. Which it's very questionable. Have they some of the decisions they've already been making if it's gonna work out? But I have hope. I have hope for the Anthony Lynn, head coach for the Chargers, Los Angeles Chargers. As always, we'll start with college football news first, and that's Washington quarterback Jake Browning had surgery on his right shoulder, according to the Seattle Times. The exact nature of the injury is unclear, but Browning's recovery time is expected to be 6 weeks, and of course, he'll be fine. He'll be ready to go for spring camp and things like that. Apparently, he injured his arm in a November 19th game against Arizona State, which the Huskies won 44-18. And the team wanted to keep the injury under wraps to not expose the star quarterback to more potential risk of opposing defenses coming after his shoulder. Somewhat similar to the neighboring team, the professional team of the Seattle Seahawks. We'll talk about that with Richard Sherman and what could happen with the Seattle Seahawks. So obviously he still played very well, guided the Huskies to the Pac-12 title and a college football playoff berth. Awesome season. He had his second most passing yards in a season for the program history in 3,400 yards. So he did all right. And he was still a little bit banged up, but he did pretty good. Now, college football, a proposed June signing day for college football recruits was rejected by the NCAA Division I Council, which is awesome. I don't want to see it delayed. Right now, it's February 1st, which is just right around the corner, and that's fine with me. But a June, that would have been way too far. And just with the way recruits are now, how social media has grown and how they want to commit for, a couple months just to get love and followers, then decommit and go through. It's too much of a hassle, and it's too much stress on coaches who think they have a kid locked down, so they go recruit elsewhere, and then come signing day, that kid flips because not enough content, all that stuff. But a possible December signing period remains very much in play and an option, which would be awesome. Now, it's unclear right now whether it looks like there will be both, whether it be a December and a February date. I believe that's what's going to happen. That's what's proposed. Now, it requires approval from the Collegiate Commissioners Association, which they will vote here pretty soon. And I'm excited for it. I would love a December signing date and a June. December signing date is already there for JUCO players, which is, less talked about, but for early enrollees and guys like that, they come on in December, after December. But if we can get kids, whether they're going to be early enrollees or not, if they can sign their letter of intent, that takes away so much stress from coaches. And even for these kids, too, who just are getting bombarded by other coaches when they feel very committed to their school. This opens up many possibilities. If this is approved, the changes on official dates would be in effect August 1st, so it could happen pretty soon. I liked it. I think it would be perfect for college football to add this in here. There's also a new, another thing that's up for grabs is the council also agreed on a change that would allow football recruits to take official visits from April 1st through the last Wednesday of June during their junior year of high school. The original proposal would have allowed official visits to occur through most of June and from July 25th through the 31st after a prospect's junior year. So something small, but I like this. A new college football signing period would be amazing to have it on a December and a February. Keeps it open and removes a lot of stress. Would be perfect for college coaches. Now, something I'm going to talk about here, and we'll have our NFL draft expert, Matt Yustin, in either this upcoming week or the following week. But I feel very confident in this, and we'll talk to him, too, about this. Clemson quarterback Deshaun Watson, in my opinion, is the best quarterback in this NFL draft class. I look at everything, and I'm not just saying, I'm not going to bring up that first argument of, well, he beat Alabama, or he's been in the national championship game twice. No, that's great and all, and that's awesome. But evaluating the quarterbacks that are given for us this draft class, which we can all agree, not a good draft class for quarterbacks. It's just not. There's no standout guy like there has been with Luck and some of the other guys. Newton, there is none. These are all these guys are very much developmental quarterbacks that, while we do have a few teams that need a quarterback to start right away, and they would be open to a rookie quarterback, a lot of these guys, it would be much better to sit on the bench 2 to 3 years, and then, as they develop, boom, throw them in there. The Browns, possibly the Bears, and the 49ers really can't wait. So that leads me to looking at all the quarterbacks. I'm a Watson fan. I have been since he arrived on the scene. And he sold me. This season alone, of course, won the national championship, threw for 4,500 yards, 41 touchdowns, 17 interceptions. A lot of people are worried about, the too much throwing, which can be good and can be bad. Some of the decision-making he makes. But what I like and what I take away from that is, one, not afraid to throw the ball. Can he be a little bit careless sometimes? Sometimes. A little bit. But when you look at Trubisky, when you look at Kaiser, you look at some of these other guys, sometimes they're not more confident like Watson is to make that type of throw. And sometimes Watson just makes better throws than these guys. So I just feel more comfortable with Watson starting week 1, if need be. Out of all these quarterbacks, if he's got to go and start week 1, which I don't want any of these guys starting week 1, but if he has to, I would rather have him over Trubisky, maybe over Kaiser. Kaiser's a guy I'm kind of sold on, but definitely over Mahomes. Webb and Kai, they're all developmental guys. So Watson, again, he's shown the ability to throw with touch, and I just like what I see. Definitely a better leader out of all of these quarterbacks. Much better leader, much more confident guy. Kaiser, he might be on the same level. He's more of a quiet confidence type of guy, so I might be okay with that. But definitely a much better leader than Trubisky. Trubisky's got 1 year on him. Yes, he is good. I'm not saying any of this. This is not a knock on any of these guys, which if you're a fan of one of these guys, of course, you're going to leave a comment anyway saying that Watson sucks or whatever. But I just like Watson's overall playing ability and what he can provide on the field rather than any of these other guys where it's just there's too many question marks on them. I don't necessarily see, again, great leadership from Trubisky, not from Mahomes, not from Webb, not from Kaya. I'd rather have a quarterback like Watson who's not afraid to throw the ball, and he's going to learn from his mistakes. And, of course, in the NFL, he's not going to be able to just throw every single thing like he has in college. But you can see he's not afraid. And majority of these times, he can make these throws. I don't have, there's no concern to me that he cannot make any throw on the field. I think he can make every throw. I'm a little upset that he did not join or accept the invitation to the Senior Bowl. Though he is a junior, he did graduate early, so therefore making him eligible for that game. He denied the invitation. His representative cited a long season and a continued training for the NFL draft are the reasons he won't play. Well, guess what? This is part of the NFL training. And this would have been perfect, especially for the Browns, who apparently are kind of intrigued with him if he's there at the number 12 spot, which you look at a lot of mock drafts, and obviously mock drafts, 90% of them never are even right. You might get your top 5, and then after that, it's anybody's game, right? But they're fun anyway, so everybody makes them. Deshaun Watson is easily either a top 3 player or all the way to the second round, depending on what mock draft you look at. So, could be there at 12. Again, the not playing in the Senior Bowl hurts, I think, a little bit. There's a lot of questions. Not a lot of people are sold on Watson like I am. I'm not a Clemson fan. I'm sold on Watson. Both on and off the field, Watson is the guy I feel more comfortable. If I'm needing a quarterback, I'm selecting. It doesn't make it a little bit more difficult for the Bears and the 49ers who have that those 2-3 spots where it's like, I really want to use this pick when we could get another piece. Honestly, for the Bears, I think as much as difficult it is to say, I think you stick with Jay Cutler, you improve other places, help improve the team better. Maybe you could play. I don't know. I don't know. But I just think Watson overall is the best quarterback. And I like to hear what you guys have to say, of course, always. One thing I wanted to throw out there, if Watson somehow falls to the second round, I would not mind, and I'm throwing this out there, I wouldn't mind my Los Angeles Chargers to go ahead and take a shot. Draft him. Draft him with that 7th overall spot or 6th overall spot in the second round if he's there, which I highly doubt he'll be there by that time. And I know people are like, well, there's other needs for the Chargers. You got safety, you got wide receiver, you got offensive line, you got Chargers need help everywhere. But Rivers is getting older. And people want to point out the flaws in Rivers and Chargers moving to L.A. and no star factor. Let's say you get a top wide receiver, Corey Davis or Mike Williams in the first round. Or even Jamal Adams, LSU safety. Some big name in the first round. Come back in the second round and you say, we want Deshaun Watson to learn behind Phillip Rivers for a few years, the last few years of Phillip Rivers, develop him. Hey, you've got some intriguing stuff. I don't know. I don't know if the Chargers go and pull what the Rams did and doing that stupid trade. I'm not saying the Chargers will do a trade, but, getting Goff when they really didn't need to and giving up all those picks. Maybe and that was all for the LA factor to get the buzz around. Maybe the Chargers say, you know what, we'll do the same thing, but we'll wait till the second round and Watson's there, we take him. I'd be okay with that. I'd be happy with that. I don't know. We'll talk to Matt Yustin either next week or the following week. Who'll have our mock draft, and we'll talk about Watson. We'll talk about a few other guys. So be on the lookout for that on here on the Short Sports Show. So I'm okay. I'm okay with Watson coming over playing for the San Diego Chargers. God, I did it again. It's gonna take everybody some time. I don't think we're all going to be all on it. Let's see. Last college football news. We have a lot of NFL news, of course. The AFC Championship, the NFC Championship we'll be talking about. But something happened at the University of Oregon. Now, of course, this has been talked about for a while now. Oregon has suspended their strength and conditioning coach without a month without pay for incidents that resulted over the past week that left 3 Duck football players hospitalized in off-season conditioning workouts that he led. A lot of people said that these were military-style workouts of 1 hour consecutive push-ups and up-downs. And then another source told ESPN that the workouts weren't that bad, that these players were just out of shape. I feel like that's a little far, especially when it came to the fact that some of their own teammates called them out on Twitter. Now, I get they're defending their strength and conditioning coach. They're defending their head coach, their new head coach, Willie Taggart. But what kind of culture is that to go ahead and just say, and these players say, oh, they're just out of shape. 3 of them were hospitalized. We won't go into specific details because one of them was kind of just gross. I just don't want to talk about it. But where's the team camaraderie? I get you back up your strength and conditioning coach, but where's caring for your brothers and not attacking them on social media? That seemed a little too much. Now it was less than a handful of guys, but as of Tuesday evening, which I think all these guys are cleared now, but Ducks tight end Cam McCormick, offensive lineman Sam Pautuzzi, and they were still patients at Peace Heart Sacred Heart Medical Center. And then he also had their offensive lineman, Doug Brenner, who had also been admitted, but was no longer a patient. But this is one of the bad things that happened. Pautuzzi's, Pautuzzi, I don't know how to say his name. His mother said that her son had been diagnosed with, bear with me here. I'll put it on right here. That's how you say it, or somewhere on the screen. I think the R is silent. It might be. Habdomolysis? No, I'm not even going to try. A condition in which skeletal muscle tissue is rapidly broken down and products of that process are released into the bloodstream, which causes other issues. Depending on the severity of it, it can be harmful to the kidneys. It might lead to kidney failure. That's an issue. And that's not something a teammate would go out and blast you on Twitter, on social media, saying you're weak, suck it up, and you're just out of shape. That's a little bit of an issue. So Oregon, they suspended strength and conditioning coach, their former strength and conditioning coach. He's taken over for the month. Willie Taggart, I don't know. It's a little bit of a problem. I don't know what kind of culture that kind of building in. I get there's some guys that came to Oregon. It's very easily to see they came for the flashy style, the Nike apparel, and looking all good and whatnot. And he's trying to rough them up. I get that. I understand. But an hour of consecutive work, push-ups and up-downs, that might be, a little too much. Just a tad bit, possibly. Today's show is sponsored by InnerGrind. Based out of Houston, Texas, let former Texas State linebacker Michael Rakpo help you reach your fitness and nutrition goals. With personal training classes that start at $40 a session, why not be a part of this rising program? Now, whether your goals are to lose weight, gain muscle mass, find the right off-season program, or even for you ladies out there to get that booty blast, you can do it all with InnerGrind. Not in the Houston area, not a problem. InnerGrind has a program that is personalized just for you. InnerGrind has everything you need to meet your personal and healthy goals. NFL linebackers like Titans Brian Orakpo, Chiefs Derek Johnson, Buccaneers running back Charles Sims, and San Diego Chargers cornerback Craig Mager, along with many other young athletes, have already begun. Find your personalized workout and nutrition plan at InnerGrind.com and call 832-475-2829. That's InnerGrind.com, 832-475-2829. Unleash your inner grind. So we all know Tony Romo's days in Dallas are over. So what's next? What's next for both the Dallas Cowboys, and what's next for Tony Romo? Well, while head coach the Dallas Cowboys, Jason Garrett, was non-committal in naming Dak Prescott the starter for 2017, which some people say just is out of respect for Tony Romo, but it just looks at the stupidity of the apparent NFL Coach of the Year to not give the rookie who started all the games and went 14-2 in the regular season, 14-3 overall. You don't name him the starter. Okay. Hey, you know more than me. But I think we all agree. Tony Romo's done in Dallas. It's over with. So how does this process work? When does it happen? And what's next for both sides? Now, Tony Romo's the franchise leader in touchdown passes and passing yards, all that good stuff. He's going to be released. Now, as much as and I'm not a Cowboys fan, but I do like the Cowboys family as a Cowboys fan, I would like to see Tony Romo traded. You know, I like to see the Cowboys get something out of him. I know that's probably cheap. That's probably greedy. Probably wrong. After all he's done for the franchise, it's probably wrong to just trade him to X team, which I feel like they would have a say. I think they would let him have a say if he would be traded. But there's too many loops. There's too many issues that come up with trading him. So that leads to the easier decision of releasing him. Now, Romo's set to make $14 million in 2017. That's going to count $24.7 million against the cap. Cowboys, they have a little bit of room, but not too much cap space, which was just released this previous week. Now, they can simply, if they're able to cut him, they could do a few things. One, they can simply restructure the contracts of All-Pro offensive lineman Tyron Smith and Travis Frederick, and they gain more than $17 million in the cap room. Just a little accounting stuff. They can get that done. That's not a hard thing. Now, by releasing Romo, there's two options in the ways they can release him, and I'll make them very simple. Nothing crazy here. They release him before June 1st, and he would account for $19.6 million against the cap in 2017, which frees up $5.1 million in cap space. Kind of weird, but it does. Or they release him after June 1st, and this allows the Cowboys to spread the cap hit over the next two seasons. So that, therefore, very simple, he would count $10.7 million against the cap in 2017, but then the Cowboys would free up $14 million in cap space immediately. Again, it doesn't happen until after June 1st, so that $14 million happens. They get that after June, until June, excuse me. Now, Romo, on the other hand, he's able to sign wherever he like. They can label him as a June 1st post-cut, and therefore he's able to go wherever he wants. Then the Cowboys can use that $14 million to sign Zach Martin to a long-term deal, just like what they did with Smith in 2014, Frederick in 2016. They can use it for the next rookie class coming in, practice squad players. I mean, all of it carries over. So it's pretty good. It's a pretty good. But here's a little bit of the hit. With the June 1st designation, however, Romo would account for $8.9 million against the salary cap come 2018. So they also have to prepare for that. Even though he can play for another team, that still hits. Dead money still hits against the salary cap. So they have to get prepared. I think you should just again, I would rather see a trade, get some extra draft picks coming in, not really gain another player, just gain some draft picks so you can move around, and stuff like that. So it just depends how the Cowboys want to do it. Romo, he's done. So where does Romo go? By being released, could go to Arizona's been talked about. Depending on what Carson Palmer wants to do, you could go there. You got the Denver Broncos have been highly talked about. I kind of like that option to see him go to Denver. Kansas City has popped up. Kansas City, one of the newspapers over there, released an article saying that Alex Smith is a problem and that they should move on from Smith, go get Tony Romo, and you go play for. They think that's going to be a better upgrade. I don't know. I feel like it was a tough game to watch, but I think Smith is going to do a better job than Romo has. And then you also have, it's not going to happen, but throwing it out there as an option, Cleveland Browns are open, possibly the Houston Texans. There's a few teams that would give Romo a shot, I believe, but I am on the side of the Cowboys should trade him. Get what you can. It's a little greedy, but it's okay. It's okay. It won't happen though. But Romo is done in Dallas. For Jason Garrett, that's what got me upset. Why would you not announce Dak's? I mean, yes, it's a stupid question by the reporter, whoever asked it, to say, "Hey, is Dak going to be your starting quarterback next year?" Of course he is. Of course he is. Unless, God forbid, Dak gets hurt or does something stupid, which doesn't look like he will do something stupid, he's going to be a starter. Whether Jason Garrett wants it or not, Dak is the starter. Dak is your franchise quarterback now. For you not to just say, I don't care if it was the last question, if you got to ask 40 questions in a row, and you're tired, you're upset, you want to go home, that should be your easiest question. You could just say, as of right now, he's got to continue to work for it. But yeah, he's our quarterback. You said it all year long. What's going to hurt? I don't know. Very stupid, but that's the coach of the year, which I completely disagree with that he was voted coach of the year. Yeah. I think that was just pure talent on the Cowboys team, and anybody could have coached them and go to the playoffs. They were just that good. I don't think his coaching decisions or his philosophy made the Cowboys a 14-2 team. Did it help? Absolutely. But I think there's a lot of coaches that could have coached them to 14-2 with that team. Just throwing it out there. Jack Del Rio, on the other hand, what he's built and what he's done over 2 years, that's coach of the year. That is coach of the year. Jason Garrett, not at all. Sorry, just the way I see it. Andrew Luck has undergone shoulder surgery. Jim Irsay announced in a tweet on Thursday morning. It's not going to affect his 2017 season, of course. So he's good. Devontae Adams' status for the Sunday's NFC Championship game against the Falcons is in question after he injured his left ankle in the fourth quarter of last weekend's divisional playoff game over the Cowboys. Now, this is kind of a problem because they already lost Jordy Nelson, who had suffered broken ribs in the wild card win over the New York Giants. He's rehabbing. They don't know. They're hoping. McCarthy said basically to both of them about their availability for Sunday's game. They said, we'll see. Yeah, they haven't practiced too much. McCarthy said that Adams probably won't practice until Saturday, a day before the game. We'll see. Nelson, he has been practicing a little bit. All he's done is catch a few passes. That's what he told ESPN. He still doesn't know about his playing odds on Sunday. But for the Packers to get this win in Atlanta, both of these guys have to be on the field. Have to be. The effect that it has on the defense to have these two receivers on the field does a lot already. Whether they're banged up or not, it does a good amount to just have them on the field. The Packers are so beat up, And honestly, I'm going to feel bad for the Green Bay Packers because if they lose this game, depending on how they lose, I feel I'm not a guy who wants to make excuses for any team, but injuries have really screwed this team up. I mean, they basically are playing with no running backs. Defense is, and they have no receivers. If Jordy Nelson and Devontae Adams do not play, that's difficult enough. It's difficult enough just to have him on there because Adams is not, he's probably like a third or fourth receiver on anybody else's team. Nelson is number one. But even if Nelson plays, he's still going to be banged up. And I'm just going to feel bad. And I don't actually know if I feel feel worse for either the Packers or the Cowboys. Because the Cowboys could have won that game. And they had probably a better chance because they were healthy. They could have probably beat the Falcons. Not taking anything away from the Falcons. It's still going to be a great game. The Seattle Seahawks, they may lose their second-round pick in the 2017 NFL Draft as a result to their failure to disclose a knee injury to Pro Bowl cornerback Richard Sherman. Seahawks head coach Pete Carroll revealed Monday during an interview on 710 ESPN Radio that Sherman was dealing with the MCL injury for the second half of the season. The Seahawks are cooperating with the NFL's investigation. Sources said the club is contending that because Sherman never missed a snap during the season, the team should not be penalized. Here's the deal. The league already handed down a fifth-round forfeit to the Seahawks on September 19th for a repeat violation of rules governing off-season workouts. If they lose, they've already lost a fifth-rounder. They lose a second-rounder. Yikes. You better decide digging for some diamonds. Now, Sherman, he was listed as limited or did not participate on several practice reports without any disclosure of a knee injury, as required by league injury reporting policy. Now, in most cases in which the cornerback missed practice or was limited, the Seahawks reported the absence was not injury-related. So, come on, man. You got to fix that up. Oh, man. I don't know. The Seahawks, their front office management is one of the best, and especially in eyeing talent and seeing talent, and in having the coaches develop it. But losing second and fifth, and when you have some big needs this time around, last few years they really didn't have that many big needs. It was just offensive line, receiver, and maybe a DB and a D lineman, maybe. Now it's like, well, it looks like your whole offensive line needs to get fixed. Might need another running back. Receiver would be nice, but maybe you could lay off of it. You need some D-line help. You need another linebacker. You need possibly two safeties. And you need another corner or two. Maybe just one safety and two corners. And you already lost a draft pick that you can't get back. Gonna be tough. Now, the Oakland Raiders have filed their paperwork for relocation to Las Vegas. They announced on Thursday the team's relocation to Las Vegas must be approved by 3/4 of the NFL team's owners, which will be voted on March 26th through the 29th when they have their owners' meetings in Phoenix. Now, the proposed 65,000-seat dome stadium with natural grass the Raiders want to play in and share with University of Nevada in Las Vegas, UNLV, is expected to cost just $1.9 billion, which is including $750 million in hotel tax revenue, $650 million from billionaire casino owner Sheldon Adelson, and $500 million from the Raiders and the NFL. Now, the Raiders could obviously become the third NFL franchise to relocate in the past 2 years, or actually just past 12 months. Obviously, this past week, you had the Chargers announce their move from San Diego to Las Vegas. Now you could potentially have the Raiders be moving to, did I just say Las Vegas? Los Angeles. And Raiders going to Las Vegas. Now, Davis told ESPN in October that the Raiders planned on staying in Oakland for the next 2 years, even if they win. So if they get the approval this March, they're still staying in Oakland for the next 2 years. He's got 2 one-year leases with the Raiders at the Oakland Coliseum. And he did say at the time, if they got approved and they were moving, they were following through with it, that he still wants to bring a championship to the Bay Area. And the thing is, it might actually happen. We could be having a different talk right now if Derek Carr, didn't suffer the knee injury. Because we all know a Derek Carr Raiders team would have beat the Texans team easily. Then you go into Foxborough, possibly. What matchup would that have been? It might have been different. I'm just throwing it out there. It might not have. But we all know that the Raiders are on the rise, and that's what makes this move so bad and so terrible, is because the Raiders have gone from 3-13 in 2014 to 7-9 to 12-4. And they finally have things coming along. They made their first playoff appearance since 2002. Now, again, Davis went on to say, even if the team is in line to move, they would still be called the Oakland Raiders in the interim. Again, that is until they actually move. They won't be called the Las Vegas Raiders until they're actually in Las Vegas. And also, he's not redoing anything. It's still going to be the same logos. May change, if it says Oakland, put it to Las Vegas. Nothing's going to change. No colors, no rebranding. He did say that they will possibly play one preseason game a year in 2017 and 2018 at UNLV's current home, which is Sam Boyd Stadium. It holds just about a little over 35,000. And they're not making it an option to try to share it with them and move. They're not going to pull the Chargers and play some small, dinky little stadium. But I don't really like the move. I'd rather have the Raiders in Oakland. I wish they could have worked something out and staying in Oakland and Northern California, maybe sharing the stadium with the 49ers. That would have been cool too. I wish things would have worked out for the Raiders. But there's no disrespect to Las Vegas. I've never been, so maybe that's why. And honestly, if someone asked me, I talked about this on the show when this first came out about the Raiders, possibly moving to Las Vegas. If I have money to go on a vacation, I have a few other places I'd rather go than Las Vegas. Again, no disrespect and no shade thrown towards Las Vegas or Nevada. I don't know. Maybe I don't like gambling because I'm very conservative with money. I'm cheap. Okay, I'm cheap. If I have $500, yeah, could I change that to $5,000 or better? Yeah, that'd be great. But could I also go and lose all of it? I don't know. Las Vegas is just not for me. Okay, doesn't make me bad. Doesn't make me worried. It's whatever. Don't care. I'd rather go Miami. I'd rather go New York, Los Angeles, Dallas. I'd rather go to Dallas. I'd rather go to Fort Worth than go to Las Vegas. That's just me. Seattle, Chicago, San Antonio. It doesn't matter. I just don't really care for Las Vegas too much. Unless, hey, there's a sports radio station in Las Vegas. I will root for... Oh, man. I don't know. I'm a Chargers fan. How much y'all paying? No, I'm just joking. Overall, it looks like this is going to happen. You've got Jerry Jones and you have Bob Kraft backing up this move. Obviously, the two guys who really just run the NFL. And you got their two supports. That's really about that's about 2/3 of the league right there. You need 3/4. They got 2/3. And you round it out. So let me know in the comment section. Tweet me at Short Sports Show if you like the move from Oakland to Las Vegas. Are you against it? You think there's going to be a pushback? Like Chargers or, everyone's like, oh, they're not going to make it in LA. Is there a fan base for the Raiders in Las Vegas? Apparently so. You let me know in the comment section down below. And I just rhymed. Pow. That's just how I do things. Last bit of NFL news before we talk about the conference championship games. Is there a comeback for Johnny Manziel? Probably not. I kind of hope so. I'm still a Johnny football fan. I'm still with him. I still rock with him. I don't agree with the decisions he's made, but he came out yesterday and just tweeted like crazy. He started saying he was trying to be a better person. He thanked those that helped him during a rough 2016. I think we all had a rough 2016, so I think we could kind of back up Johnny football here. He said, quote, in a tweet, "Haven't been this happy in a long time, man. I appreciate all the people in my life who reached out during the truly rough patches in 16. He went on with another tweet saying, "No lie, I was a douche in 2016. I'm just trying to be a good person again. Hashtag lost in the sauce." I can never say that with just a straight face. Now, Manziel, of course, he was the Cleveland Browns quarterback taken in the 22nd overall pick in 2014. He was suspended 10 weeks in rehab after his rookie season. He was then suspended for the first 4 games of the 2016 season for violating the NFL substance abuse policy. In that same time, Manziel faced the threat of additional suspension as the NFL investigated whether he violated its personal conduct policy. But his 2016 season kind of already ended when he was cut and released by the Cleveland Browns in March of 2016. And then he also went through that, he reached an agreement last month with the Dallas County District Attorney's Office to have his domestic violence charges dropped. They said it would get dropped after he met certain conditions throughout the year. It looks like he did do that. Manziel's going to make his first appearance or promotional appearance since leaving the NFL next month. He'll sign autographs at 2 memorabilia shops in Texas at Texas malls during the Super Bowl week in Houston. Hey, if I'm out there, we're going to try to get an interview with Johnny Football. I tweeted at him. He didn't reply. So, he's busy. We're both busy. I got you, Johnny. It's all good. We're busy guys. You on the grind. I'm on the grind. It's all good. InnerGrind. Is there a comeback for Johnny Football? Who knows? The odds are not really in his favor right now. I hope so. I'm still a Johnny Football fan on the field. Hoping he's changed his ways off the field. And again, I like to say this quote because some people don't really think about it. And then when you think about it, you agree with it. If you don't believe other people can change, how can you believe that you've changed? Think about it. Just think about it. I'm hoping to come back for Johnny Football. Let's see if it happens. 2017, 2018. Who knows? I hope so. Let's talk about some NFL conference predictions. Packers and the Falcons. Packers do make it in an incredible fashion. They're on a winning streak. I kind of called it out. I called it. I feel good about it. I feel good. We called that winning streak. I really wanted the Cowboys to win. I really wanted the Dallas Cowboys to win that game and host either the Falcons or the Seahawks and then have the Cowboys take on the Patriots in the Super Bowl. That's what we all wanted. We all did. Secretly, whether you're a Falcons fan or a Packers fan or a Steelers fan, we all wanted the Cowboys versus the Patriots. Dak versus Brady. We all wanted it. And it won't happen. So let's get on with reality. Packers at the Falcons. Atlanta's a 4.5-point favorite. 2:05 p.m. Not 2 o'clock. 2:05 p.m. Central Time on Fox. That amazing saxophone guy. He's going to be there. Or clarinet or trumpet, whatever his musical equipment was. He's going to do the national anthem again. I liked it. He did awesome. So he's going to be back there in Atlanta doing that. That might be the secret piece. That might have been. We talked about earlier whether Jordy Nelson is there or Devontae Adams play. Aaron Rodgers, as great as he is, and as much work as he's put in to make these no-name receivers into star-studded receivers, he needs these guys. He's got to have some more help. The Packers don't have the best secondary, the Falcons have the best secondary, but you need some guys out there. I still believe the Packers are the better team, and that's why I'm still picking the Packers to win this game. The hot streak, I think you could really dismiss it now. I don't think we could really just throw that in effect anymore. I think the Falcons, the way they dominated the Seattle Seahawks and did anything and everything they wanted to them, shows that the Falcons are a dominant team. And obviously they can continue to score. That 1 week bye didn't affect them in a negative way. They do lose Claiborne. He's out for the year, out for the playoffs with a torn bicep, so that definitely hurts. But guess who you replace him with? Oh, just the 13 or 15 pro veteran in Dwight Freeney, who still has it. And I'm still upset that the Chargers let him go after we had him for a year or two. I knew he still had some juice. He still got the juice. And we let him go. I was so upset. Now he's with the Falcons, and hopefully, he could do well. I'm going to be happy either way. I'm not saying that just to save me here. I'm picking the Packers. I'm picking the Packers to win. My dad's actually picking, I think he's got the Falcons and the Steelers going at it in the Super Bowl. I've got the opposite. I've got the Packers and the Patriots, which leads me right into the other game. Steelers and the Patriots. It's tough. I mean, who are the Patriots going to decide to stop? Bell, Ben, Brown? Which one? Because no one stopped him yet. I know there's that distraction thing with Antonio Brown. I don't think it's too much of a distraction. I think it was more stupidity for Brown to do that. And is it a dumb rule that the NFL has? Yes, but actually, no, I'm not going to say it's a dumb rule. Not going to say it's a dumb rule because of the fact that there's too many cameras already for NFL players. And if you talk to NFL players, and I've heard a ton of interviews, they all say, look, we always have cameras around us. It'd be nice if there's a limit, especially in our own locker room where there are no cameras. There are no reporters. It's just my teammates, my coaches, the staff, and myself. So I agree with that. But it was stupid I don't have a problem with what Coach Tomlin said. If you've been around sports, the only people that had a problem with what Mike Tomlin said were Patriots fans and fans that don't understand football and never played sports. What Mike Tomlin said isn't anything outrageous or crazy or whatever you want to blame it. That's just a coach's coach. That's just coach's talk. That's just sports talk. And I agree with him 100%. I don't think if people were outraged by that, you've really just got to understand sports. You've got to learn. There's still so much learning for you to do. You've got to have been in the locker room. Because, trust me, there have been other cases where coaches have said a lot worse, much worse, things you've never thought would ever been heard of or said to a player or to a staff member. It's crazy. What Tomlin said was not maybe 2% tough. Maybe. I only had a problem with it because Antonio Brown, as much as I respect him and like him, he just had that stupid grin. That bothered me the most. He just smiled like it was the mannequin challenge, and he just looked so stupid. And the fact also that you're ignoring your coach and your quarterback is talking, that's a problem. That's a problem. Your coach is talking to you. You shouldn't be live streaming and just smiling and grinning and just looking dumb. You should be listening to the coach. I get it. You got the excitement. You've got that emotion. He didn't play in the playoff game last year against the Broncos or something like that. So I understand there's that excitement to him. But when the coach is talking, shut up and listen. And then you can do your live stream and worry about how many followers you got. Worry about that later. So let's get on to the real topic. Let's get on to the real game. Patriots, their defense has been in question now. As much as it's been promoted all regular season, all season long, and into the playoffs, it's been in question. And you've got to look at it. The toughest quarterback they have played all year long has been Russell Wilson. And guess what? Russell Wilson went into Foxborough and beat them. So as much as we want to throw out their number one scoring defense, there hasn't been that much competition to them. Not to take anything away, I think this Patriots defense has improved this year, and I think Matt Patricia, their defensive coordinator, I wanted him as the head coach of the Chargers. I much respect him. I love his who they draft and how they develop talent and his coaching ability. So I still believe Patriots still have a really good defense and can hold this Steelers team to under 24 points. And then you have Tom Brady on that side. And the way he is methodical and the way he just plays, we don't need to describe Brady because we know Brady and what Brady's going to do, Brady's going to do. I don't think there's any distractions for the Steelers. But going into Foxborough, I just don't think it's going to work out this time around. And that's why I'm picking the Patriots. I just feel much better about the Patriots winning this game, just something about it. I had a score, I had it right here. 24-20. Patriots winning the game. 24-20. In the Packers-Falcons game, I have... What did I pick? Oh, 28-17. 28-17. So that is my picks. Patriots are a 6-point favorite. I got about 4. That's it. We'll be back next Friday talking about, obviously, getting ready for the Super Bowl and a lot of other news. Lots of other news. Thank you guys so much for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at Short Sports Show. Become a fan on Facebook, The Short Sports Show. And whether you're listening on iHeartRadio, iTunes, Spreaker.com, Stitcher Radio, YouTube, SoundCloud, anywhere and everywhere, we out here. I appreciate it. Love you all, and I will see you next Friday. As always, God first, God bless. I'm out. Peace.